Sierra Leone citizenship. So, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about Sierra Leone citizenship. My name is Aisha Abdurrahman. Peace and blessings, beloved. My name is Aisha Abdurrahman. I'm an archivist. I'm a genealogist. I am a heritage traveler. In 2002, I traveled to Sierra Leone and obtained my citizenship. In today's video, I'm talking about Sierra Leone citizenship for any person of African descent, African American, uh, European African, or African European. Um, as of now, and I wasn't going to make this video because I've seen a lot of other people make the video, but I still see you guys asking me questions. So I was like, okay, I'll go ahead and make a video. So there's been a couple of videos out from a couple of different people, a couple of different YouTube creators that I really admire. So I didn't see any point of me making a video. But in today's live, because I need practice with live streaming, I am live streaming from my phone because let me look at my computer. I have not yet found a happy place with live streaming from my computer, but I can see your comments because I have the comments on the computer. So go back to Africa. So I've been using these titles, you guys, because I feel like people don't really click on the video. And I'm noticing that, especially in my YouTube shorts, you guys are clicking on the video and you're watching the shorts, but you're not watching the long video. You're just watching a clip of it. And so people are very upset with me because they're not coming and watching the full video. So I've been testing out my titles and putting some controversial titles like Go Back to Africa. And I'm getting some very interesting comments. So before you comment, please watch the full video. Go back to Africa, getting your Sierra Leone citizenship. So as of 2025, it is February 11th, 2025. Sorry, I still have a bit of a cough. All people of African descent, it doesn't matter what percentage, I don't believe. If you can show that you have DNA in any place in West Africa, you can now apply for citizenship in Sierra Leone. So Sierra Leone citizenship has drastically changed from when I got my citizenship back in 2002. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking all about the new ways that people can get citizenship in Sierra Leone. The old way is gone. The old way, you had to go through African ancestry. It had to say specifically Sierra Leone. You had to fly there, do your citizenship ceremony, get shake hands with the president, get your passport, and come back home. All that has changed. All that's out of the window. So now, when you obtain your Sierra Leone citizenship, you just need to prove that you have West African ancestry. So that can be Ghana, Sierra Leone, Benin and Togo, Nigeria. A lot of us are going to have Nigerian DNA results. So the test companies can be Ancestry.com, well, African Ancestry, of course, Ancestry.com, 23andMe, and CSI. Those are the companies that are now being accepted. So the process goes like this. You take your DNA test, you get your results. Then you need to go and visit Sierra Leone. When you visit Sierra Leone, you have to go with an authorized tour group. I always suggest going with African Ancestry, or you can go with Dinas Amir, who is Donfo. That's who I really suggest. I went with African Ancestry. I didn't know at the time that Dinas was going. There's pros and cons to going with both. It just really depends on your objective and your goals, your budget, and the experience that you want to have. Not Living DNA. I don't think so. That's not one of the companies that we have been told. And I'm not sure if Living DNA is a company where you can actually take your results and upload them somewhere else. So that's the other thing you can do, is if Living DNA will let you pull your raw results. Let me look and see why I'm on my computer. If Living DNA will let you pull your raw results, you can take those results and just upload them to 23andMe. So I know 23andMe allows you to upload your raw DNA. So I did that at first before I purchased their kit. Is I took my Ancestry.com results and uploaded them. Let me see, grabbing Living DNA raw data. How do I download my raw data? Log into your account. So If you just look up, how do I get my raw data from Living DNA? You can take that from Living DNA, download it, and upload it to 23andMe, and then just print that out. So a lot of these companies, they will let you get your raw data and upload them. I know 23andMe is one of them that does that. So you take your data, you get your tour group. So it has to be the Monuments and Relics Commission. And it's taking me a little bit. I have not like repatriated. I don't live in Sierra Leone or anything yet. To get used to these different terms that they have. So they call it the Monuments and Relics Commission, the Ministry of Tourism. They have a list. If you look that up, they have a list of approved, and I will link it in the description once I find it. I have it in some old videos. They have a list of the approved tour companies that you have to go with. And as I said, African Ancestry is probably the most expensive, but you'll get a really, really great experience. You'll stay in Radisson Blue Hotel. You'll take a ferry from Lungi to Freetown. Um, Dinas Amir, I have to interview him on my channel again. His process is a little bit different. I don't think he takes a ferry. I think he might take a bus, and he's a little bit less expensive, and I don't think he stays as long. But this was back in 2022, so things have changed. So you pick one of those authorized tour groups, and you go and you visit. This is one of the things that has majorly, majorly changed. You go, you visit, you get an idea of what things are like. And I guess Dinas or African Ancestry, if you go with African Ancestry, the tour guide's name is Diallo. You go with them, and I guess they maybe keep track and they tell the Monuments and Relics Commission that you've been your one time. Then you come back home and you go back the following year, and that's when you can get your citizenship. So that's one of the major, major changes is now you have to go twice. The only thing is the second time you go back, you don't have to go with a tour company. So you have basically a year to get everything together. You go to Sierra Leone, see if you like it. You go on all the touristy stuff. And I'm believing maybe that's when you'll do your citizenship kind of like workshop. You get to know the laws and the rules and things like that. Um, this is the first year that they've done it like this. So I don't know when that actually happens. I have a series, it's a 14-part series of my whole entire trip. If you're interested to see what that looked like, you'll go, you'll do a naming ceremony. There was a citizenship workshop. So I'm assuming you'll do all that the first time you go. Because the second time you go, you can go by yourself. You don't have to go with the tour group. And that is when you go and you get your citizenship and you get your passport. So now that's one thing is you have to have 2 trips. Now, to apply for your citizenship, they do a state background check and a federal background check. So your state is like that live scan. That's what we call it here in the US. You get a live scan. You can go to your like a local police station. You can go to a courthouse, I think. So you get your state background check, and then the federal background check, you have to go online, and they'll tell you a list of places that you can go for your federal background check. You also need a letter of recommendation. I think it's 2 letters of recommendation that have to be notarized. And you need, what else is on that list? So I will also link in the description the list. Your birth certificate. If you've changed your name for some reason, you need proof of why you changed your name, even if it's just for marriage. You need a copy of your marriage certificate. So if your name on your birth certificate is different than the name on your license or different than the name on your US passport, you have to show proof of why your name has changed. So for me, my last name changed, so I had to show proof of why my last name has changed, so that I could get that name on my passport. Or they're going to put the name, I think, that's on your birth certificate on your passport. So those are the top 5 things that I can remember right now. I will put a link in the description. I have a whole entire, as I said, I have a series on YouTube. I'll put a link in description. I have a checklist that's from Sierra Leone where they tell you all of the things that you need. I'll put a link to that. I'll put a link to the approved tourist companies that you can go through. And so that is what my update is of what I know so far is the things have changed. Those are the companies now. It doesn't have to be African Ancestry anymore. It can be pretty much Ancestry.com, 23andMe, CSI, and it does not have to say Sierra Leone. Any West African DNA, which all of us are going to have. Now, from my experience, I'm going in April. So if you guys are going, I'm going in April. There's going to be a group of people that are going in April. Dynasty Demir is going in April. There's another trip. People tend to go also in November. And the reason is because in May is the rainy season and it floods a lot in Sierra Leone. And I don't think you want to be there for the rainy season. It gets really, really bad. If you just look up on YouTube rainy season Sierra Leone, the flooding can be it's killed people. Flooding can get really bad. So I'm going in April. I'll be there for a couple of weeks because I'm buying land and I'm having a house built there. People go in April and they go in November. The last time I went, I still went in April. So I've never been in November. Um, right now, from what I've seen, a round trip flight, just economy flight, is around $1,400 coming from the West Coast. So I'm in California. If you're coming from the East Coast, it's going to be a lot cheaper. It's going to be a lot easier because for me, I have to go from California to like DC or New York and then fly from there to either Turkey or Brussels and then from there to Sierra Leone. And then once you get to Sierra Leone, you're in Lungi, then you have to take a ferry or bus to get to the mainland Freetown. It's a whole entire journey. It's going to take you all, what, 2, 3 days to get there. It's a whole journey, but I'm telling you, it's worth it. I haven't seen the new airport. Sierra Leone has a new airport. There's also a packing list. If you want suggestions on what to pack, I have a list of what you can pack. African Ancestry has a list of what to pack. I think I have a whole video on what to pack. I'm trying to think of what else. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Trying to think what to pack. So the things to me that I like about Sierra Leone, and also I have a video about vocabulary and phrases to use. If you know a little bit of Creole, they'll really appreciate that. They'll be very, very impressed. Very simple things. Couche, couche means like hello or coucheo. Like in most West African cultures, adding like that O is just like an emphasis. It doesn't have like a meaning. Um, but there's some vocabulary words that I have shared on my videos on Sierra Leone about phrases that you can learn. The thing that I really love about my trips to Sierra Leone versus my trips to Ghana is most people in Sierra Leone speak English or they speak Creole. I can understand Creole probably a lot better than I can speak it. It's very easy to learn. It sounds a lot like English. There's some French mixed in there. There's some Spanish and some Portuguese words mixed in there. Like Pickin is like children, little kids, or Pickin. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. There are there's a PDF book online that you can find to teach you Creole. It's very, very easy to learn, I think. Um, and the more you speak Creole to people, you listen to YouTubers that speak Creole, the easier and the quicker you will pick it up. So what I really like is one, the language. The food is feels very familiar. They eat a lot of fish. They have a lot of stews, like greens, crane. They have a lot of chickens and things like that that feel familiar to what we eat here. Eat a lot of rice. Um, and that was one of the things that I really liked is the foods felt familiar. They eat a lot. Well, I won't say they eat a lot. I think Dynasty Demir and probably African Ancestry eats a lot of lobster. So went out and we had a lot of really great foods. I ate a lot of lobster while I was there. Maybe it's just me. I love lobster. So the language, the food, the overall general culture, I would say, is not shocking to me. So I didn't have the culture shocks and the differences with the language barriers and things like that that I did when I went to Ghana. So in Ghana, they speak Tree. It's a little bit different. And I know some people have been to Ghana or they tell you go to Ghana first if you've never been to the continent. I really, really like Sierra Leone. Um, it has a lot of hills. It's very hilly. So it reminds me if you're from California, like the Bay Area, San Francisco, Berkeley, Oakland, it's giving those type of vibes in Freetown. So you may go to Bo, you may go to Waterloo. Those are like the more rural places, um, and there are more flatlands there. And that's probably maybe like maybe 2 hours. So Waterloo is closer. It's like an hour, hour and a half. Where Bo is further, maybe 2.5, 3 hour drive from Freetown. Um, but I can't think of any questions. I wanted to make this video because some of you guys still had questions about how to get citizenship. I'm going to link in the description and in the playlist my Sierra Leone citizenship journey from applying to getting citizenship to all of my naming ceremonies. So I have Mende and Temni ancestry in Sierra Leone. So I did both a Mende and a Temne naming ceremony. Now, if you don't have Sierra Leone DNA and you're just West African, I don't think you guys are maybe going to have naming ceremonies. So it's going to be very interesting seeing the process of this new group and the people who go and what their experience is like. So to end this video, I'm going to open it up. I would love to interview people who have been to Sierra Leone. If you've gotten citizenship in Sierra Leone, I'm interested to hear what your experience has been like. So I'm gonna leave it open. If you've been to Sierra Leone, you've gotten your citizenship, you're going to Sierra Leone, leave a comment under this video. I would love to interview you, or you can email me. I'll put my email. Email me at aishaladon.com. And I would love to have you on the channel because everybody's experience is different. Um, actually wrote my book, Tracing Our Roots, Reclaiming Our Heritage, and I have a couple of interviews in that book about people who obtain their citizenship in Sierra Leone. The book is all about tracing your roots, reclaiming your history, genealogy, ancestry, DNA testing, archiving your family history, doing your genealogy research. So I'll also put a link in the description to my book. So if you guys have any questions, as usual, leave them in the description in the in the comments below. Life is good. Have a blessed